What's up, folks? How y'all doing? Obviously, I want to talk about Alberta Separation, just to give a few thoughts here and there from a Quebecer's perspective. But I guess before we do, let me put on the goods, because it's fucking sunny right now. Actually, no, let me leave that down. It's a little sunny right now, so I want to protect the eyes from going blind. The topic of today's video is Alberta Separation, but I want to just talk about a little something, just a little whatever of why I'm doing this video a little bit early. I just left the physio maybe about 5 minutes ago. So obviously I have to wait for my car to warm up. Before it was minus 13 and now it's minus 10, so it's getting a little warmer outside. Fantastic. So I've been experiencing some episodic vertigo, and what's very obvious to me that it was vertigo was my imbalance, actually. With doing a little bit of the evaluations, looking at my neck, it's more directional than anything, like looking up and looking like this. That's where like I feel a little bit of this, and the fucking crystals are moving around in my goddamn head. So whatever the fuck, I thought it was like inflammation going on. I thought it was that. But there's other symptoms that I've been experiencing too, ringing of the ears. That's always been the fucking case for me. Even when I wasn't experiencing vertigo, I always had issues with earaches and ear infections when I would be young. Yeah, I got my tonsils removed. Yeah, I got my fucking adenoids removed. I still snore. but I snore in cases where I'm very tired. But overall, my circulation is fine, Listen, the body is not fucking perfect, but I do urge you guys to take care of yourself. Don't be stupid. Just like the general population don't care of themselves. And I'm not talking about pop culture science. If there's something holistic that you could do, why the fuck not? But as we speak, I'm okay. The vertigo ain't too bad. I needed the shades, though, because sometimes it could trigger a little bit of a wave. That's what it feels like to me. And even when I'm working, I sometimes feel it. It's like, crap. And it's even more hectic when you're driving. Oh, yeah, that's always fun, too. That's always fun, but I'm functional. I'm like a functioning savage. It's all good. Anyways, so let's talk about Alberta Separation from the point of view of a Quebecer. Bilingual Anglophone, libertarian, and capitalist. A rarity that you have here in this French-only matrix. I support Alberta Separation 100%. Why not? The morale, from what it is that I've seen of these individuals, is that they're basically fed up. They're fed up. You're paying all this fucking money, and what do you got to show for it? You're trying to build up your future, but the government keeps stealing. Not only the Albertan government, what aspect of what level of government is perfect? What level of government isn't stealing your money? So you're kind of like me, where the buildup is going on. But how much longer do we have to build until we get some ounce of flow? Meaning, when is the action gonna start happening? Like, really raking in the fucking money. And it's not only about the money. People talk about freedom. People want freedom. Everybody becomes a little bit of a quasi-libertarian as soon as their money starts to dwindle. Isn't that funny how that shit fucking works? But I digress. So yes, I support Alberta separation. When I say Alberta separation, I'm not talking in the manifestation like Quebec was asking back in 1995. When we talk about separation, you rid yourself of any ties to Canada. Am I wrong to assume that? Quebec? You're not going to use the RCMP. You're not going to use Canadian currency either. Why wouldn't we apply that to Alberta? But I like the idea of Alberta being a state or a territory of the United States. Hell to the yeah, of course I would support that. But really, it's all about fucking money. Of course I support it. But I'm not so close-minded that I cannot see the nuance with all of this. Because what happens in Quebec could happen to Alberta. Well, like what, you may ask? Simple. The globalists. How well did Brexit work out for the people of jolly old England? How did that fucking work out for the entirety of the UK? You still got your Keir Starmers. Maybe I should call him a stormtrooper or something. I don't know. Keir stormtrooper. Something like that. Something tyrants. I don't know. So you got that guy who is still doing the bidding of the globalists. You're still getting bought and sold. But for me personally, at a stage in my life where change is necessary and stagnation is a problem, it's a symptom of the problem, we cannot continue with this bullshit anymore. We cannot continue a system that people are holding on to with their dear life. And I don't know what it is, but Canadians are very change averse. They don't like change. I mean, they'll stick to the same policies of their governing party, but the face, meh, we just changed the face. But the things really do change. No. All you did was just trade shit for shit. That's all you did. You know, for me, I was kind of offended with, I don't remember who said it. I think it was Clyde do something when he says, Conrad Carney is going to make Cuban Fabio look like a libertarian. Excuse me? Yeah, bruv, I don't think so. That motherfucker is not libertarian in the slightest. I know it's a comparison, but even looking back at that, it's like, Malak was not even close to liberty. The guy had no problem gaslighting people that were like, I didn't force anybody to take the magic elixir. But yet, juxtapose, you cannot get on a train or a plane and you don't have the right to be seated with the vaccinated, something like that. And I'm saying to myself, actually, the unofficial Karen operatives of the state are not worthy to be around me. You guys are the ones that are unclean. Don't let the amount of times washing your hands with Purell and wearing a mask make you think you're doing the Lord's bidding by being next to cleanliness when you do that. You motherfuckers are retarded. I told you, pop culture science isn't science. I don't do that shit. Yeah, okay, I watched Bill Nye the Science Guy when I was in elementary school, but that guy's a fucking shill too. Bill. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Again, I don't do pop culture science. I don't do that shit. I listen to my body. As I've demonstrated before, hello, vertigo. I gotta get that shit figured out because I can't be living my life feeling like I'm in a wave. Something. Because that shit will probably get worse if you don't do anything about it. So, for me, it's not necessarily just about freedom. That's the whole of it. But also the morale behind it. It's like, I agree with Albertans that have the same outlook, that we're giving all this money to to the east. And I'm out here in the east saying, really? You guys are giving us billions of fucking dollars. I don't see it. I'm not getting anything. How is it that at the end of the night, with all of these programs, it's still shit? It's still shit. Like, I'm telling you this from within the belly of the fucking beast. And we have globalists here too. So really, it's like, damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like, you need to have that paradigm shift. I'm done with the stagnation. I'm done with this whole thing. The collective will do what the collective will want to do. I don't give a fuck about what the collective thinks or wants or needs. I gotta think about myself. Why should I start giving a shit about other people when I'm not granted that fucking courtesy? Meh. So Albertans are saying, yeah, absolutely. But the reason why I would vote yes in a referendum here in Quebec is, one, not because I'm supporting the PQ. I don't like these people. Never did, never fucking will. You could still dislike them and maybe agree on a few little factoids here and there, but at the end of the night, it's like, you guys are still language Nazis. Can I put my trust in you? Yeah, fucking right. You have Plamondon that still wants to execute the whole EV situation. Bruv, no, I'm not interested in you idiots telling us what I can and cannot drive. Okay? I thought we don't like fascism here. Oh, but we also don't like capitalism either. Yeah, imagine buying a fucking Tesla for you to save the planet and eventually a fucking tree breaks it. I love that meme so much. Guys, I don't know if did I fucking post it on the community tab? If I did, that's what I'm referring to. That made me fucking laugh, dudes. Holy Christ on a stick, that was funny. No, we need fucking change. Guys, out there in Alberta, whatever, cover your bases. Learn from Quebec and do not repeat the bullshit that these idiots have fucking done. Don't do it. Learn from their mistakes, and let's see if Quebec ended up learning from their fucking mistakes. I wouldn't want to vote yes in a referendum because I care about the culture. No, I don't give a fuck about the French culture. It's not my culture. It's not my language. And by the way, do I think that French people have a right to their own manifest destiny? Of course you do. But you guys don't have the right to be tyrants about it. That's the difference between half of me and half of yous. That doesn't make sense. But what I'm about versus what these language Nazis are about. You guys want to purge everything all English, anything that has to do with British imperialism and British monarchy. So just replace it with the French monarchy. I mean, like, it's still your kind. You still like getting governed harder, daddy. As long as it's your kind, man, je m'en calisse. Who gives a fuck? At least they're French. The French fucking the French. Yeah. And I'm gonna hear you guys say, tabarnak de calisse. Oh, God. Yeah, you listen, vote harder, guys. Calisse. You guys wanted French, you're getting the French. Getting fucked by your own kind is nothing new. Just admit it. It's all good. So learn from Quebec's mistakes and just refine those jagged edges. That's it. And if you find anything questionable of any person or any ideology that wants to sabotage you, look, be on the lookout for those people and the fucking grifters. And here's the other thing that I would advise, because from what it is that I see, Alberta's really, like, you see it, you kind of get a sense of the energy just by how many people were turning out, from what it looks like. If you get stuck with losers and they start calling you a traitor, who gives a fuck? What's his face, David Eby? That guy can go fuck himself and hug a tree and get ass fucked by an ecosexual for all I care. Or get fingered by one. I don't give a fuck, okay, dude? Hang out with with your comrades in the commune and actually do something useful. Don't do what Bernie Sanders did and just sit there and write poetry. No, you need to work, bitch. You need to work like everybody else. Who gives a fuck of what these idiots have to call you? Call you traitors, treasonous, hacks, whatever. Who gives a fuck about these people? The Federalists think they're hot shit. Let them think they're hot shit. Let them get high off of their own fumes of arrogance. They'll burn out eventually. They will expire. Fuck these people. Is there a huge chance that Canada will go Splitsville? It's hard to say. Because right now, everything's up in the air. We're in chaos as we speak. So, I don't know. But I sure do hope that the Albertans do succeed. And do not trust Quebec politicians. Rid of them. Get fucking rid of them. You were not privy and you did not consent to having your money be stolen. And you live outside of Quebec, mind you. Okay? You did not consent to any of this shit. If and when you do separate from Canada, you have no ties. Your question is as clear as fucking day. Be wary about sabotageurs. That's even a word. And grifters. And what is the prize? Freedom. That is what the goal is. That's the fucking prize. Keep your eyes on that. And even if, let's say you guys do succeed in that, do not let your guard down. It doesn't matter that you guys have a government. Anybody that you place in there, even that of your own team, and also with me, even if you're a libertarian, you can still be fucking tyrants. So you better hold their feet to the fucking fire. Kind of like that eternal vigilance. You fuck around, you will find out. Kind of like a Watchmen type of thing. Here in Quebec, it's a different story. Because they have attempted. Learn from Quebec. And I did want to state a point in terms of them securing their language and everything. They want to worry about French. Well, speaking French falls under languages, falls under free speech, falls under expression, falls under private property, therefore liberty. Okay? I know it's a little bit deductive in that sense, unless I'm not correctly using the word deductive, but that train of thought is there, okay? I don't speak simply just a language. I speak the language of the divine. Freedom, liberty, that's what I speak. So even if what applies to Alberta applies here too, but for me it's different because I'm not doing this to save the French culture. You guys could do that. I'm trying to put in the seed and invoke the spirit of Lucifer within the person. That's what I'm talking about. Not this faux liberty bullshit. Now, why does this guy... Is that a Croatian flag? I don't know what's going on out in Croatia that you have to fly that, dude. Very rare you see Croatian flags around here. Are they trying to conquer us here, too? Anyways, that's what I'm about. I'm about breaking this country apart so we can have a better paradigm shift. It's not meaningless destruction. No, there's a creation of something anew. And that has to fucking happen. And even if it doesn't happen, shit still has to change. Whether it is high risk and high reward, well, we're gonna start to see, because a lot of us do not care about the old ways, because those old ways are not doing me any good service anymore as an individual. So with that said, guys, wrap up the video. I support Alberta Separation. Just a couple caveats, as I've already stated in the fucking video, and just to be wary about. Peace out.